According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, obesity affects 93.3 million U.S. adults and children. This has become a major problem because it is not just the physical appearance we assume to associate with obesity, but it leads to other major health issues. Is there a way to prevent this from becoming an epidemic in our country? Recently, I visited my doctor for an annual checkup. I assumed that I was doing okay because I have been somewhat following my ideal exercise and dieting plan. When my doctor walked through those doors, he gave me a different story that changed my perspective. I was informed that I had become too overweight and fallen under the category of obesity. I was recommended and prescribed medication for blood pressure and cholesterol, with the promise that if I lose a few pounds, those medication would be removed. There are many factors that contribute to obesity. In this speech, we will define obesity, how it is measured, the health risks, and ways to prevent it. What is obesity? Obesity is defined as having excess body fat. How do we know if we have accumulated excess body fat? If you're like me and are using the effortless and inaccurate method of standing straight with your hands to your side and looking down to see if you can see your feet, and hoping that you would be able to see your feet, to determine if you gain too much weight, it is a funny method but extremely inaccurate. In order for us to better identify if we fall into the category of having excess body fat, the better and more accurate method is to use a body mass index chart, or BMI chart. A BMI chart measures an individual's body fat percentage by that individual's height and weight. A healthy adult BMI is considered to be between 8.5 to 24. 25 to 29.9 is considered overweight, and a BMI of 30 or higher indicates that the individual is obese. Besides joint pains from the individual's body carrying that excess body weight around with them day to day, the individual may also find themselves at risk with diabetes, heart disease, stroke, breathing problems, and other health-related issues. To define obesity for children, we must refer to and understand the growth chart. The growth chart allows us to know if children are developing in their stages of life normally. When we understand the growth of the chart, one can focus not only physical but also mental progress. A child's BMI is based on the growth chart. It is measured by the circumference of the child's head together and weight for length percentile. This is a consistent way to monitor their physical growth. There are also other methods such as blood tests, taking their blood pressure, and wellness exams to determine if they are healthy or at risk of obesity. Another factor that we can include is behavior. What a child learns early will determine their choices of healthy lifestyle. For example, if they are exposed to fruits and vegetables, they can more likely include it with their food choices. Children's environment plays a major role because if healthy foods are not available, they are at risk of unhealthy habits, which can factor in family relations. As parents or guardians, it is our responsibility to teach and apply healthy habits to avoid becoming overweight or obese. There are many factors that contribute to obesity, such as family history or genetics, cultural influences, and the community that one lives in. According to medlineplus.gov, some children have inherited genes from their parents that make their bodies gain weight easily. This would have been a very good trait hundreds of years ago, when food was hard to find and people were very active. Today, though, this can work against people who have these genes. This leads to disease like hypothyroidism, Cushing disease, and different drugs such as antidepressants and steroids, contribute to weight gain. It is important to know if one has these traits or disease, because if detected early, one can still learn to be healthy. Another factor is cultural influences that can affect a person's eating habits. For example, growing up in a community where rice is used with every meal, it was hard to realize the impact it had on my health. I was not aware that I was developing certain chronic illness such as diabetes, high blood pressure, or other illness with consuming it. I learned in my community we were mainly surrounded by other families that grew up with the same influences, so rice was always eaten at every home or event. As I grew up and had my own family, I had to take actions to make sure my family were healthy, because we understood and had an opportunity to prevent obesity. There are many factors that contribute to obesity, but if we can tackle them early during childhood and it is preventable, together we can explore the different ways of combating or preventing obesity. There are many ways that can help prevent. There are many ways that can help prevent ourselves and our family members from reaching this point. Let me offer a few suggestions. A lifestyle change to be considered. A goal is easier to accomplish with the help of others. When your goal is to eat healthier and exercise more, it is often difficult to do it alone. You need the support and encouragement from your friends and families. It becomes a family goal instead of an individual goal. Family activities such as daily 30-minute exercise, such as walking, biking, hiking, swimming, or even walking around at a grocery store together is considered to be good exercise. The second most important part in watching our weight is knowing when to stop eating. My doctor is a huge fan of telling his patient fitness is 20% exercise and 80% nutrition. He's not wrong. Portion control and what we choose to put in our body is extremely important in controlling our weight. The toughest part for me is choosing a salad over a steak. But I know that if I am able to make a healthier choice, it will benefit me in the long run. I have found other methods to help me monitor my food intake, and alongside with daily exercise, making changes in one's eating habit cannot be accomplished overnight. Progress is progress, no matter how slow it may be. So once again, we covered and defined what obesity is, how to measure it, what the risks are, and ways to prevent it. If we reflect upon our future, which includes our children, then we can prevent obesity. It is not too late to make a healthy lifestyle change, because it takes our best effort to be informed and apply what we are taught. The obesity health crisis can be a positive action to make our lives physically healthier, but it is also a part of mental, social, and spiritual health. We can work together to provide a better quality of life for our family and help in our community. Thank you.